The Haunted Railway. It was the night before Halloween on Sodor. The entire island was getting ready for the festivities that would occur less than 24 hours from now. At Titmouth Sheds, Edward was telling his inaugural pre-Halloween ghostly tale.
What spooky story do you have for us this year, Edward?
Oh, just the spookiest of the spookiest, Percy.
Oh, don't believe Edward. None of his stories ever scared me.
Really, James? I highly doubt that.
Quiet, everyone. I would like to hear this ghost story.
Yes, it began smack dab in the heart of Brendam Docks. Once upon a time, a small shunting engine was sent to Sodor to help with deliveries of lumber coming to the island the night before Halloween. He was a little engine, and nobody noticed him amongst the ruckus of the docks. Not even the crane that unloaded him. Then there was trouble. The crane was trying to hook up to the little engine, but it was no good. Its arm hit the train, and it fell into the sea.
Did anyone ever rescue him from the water?
Sadly not, but many have claimed seeing the engine as a ghost. He treks the woods every Halloween weekend trying to find his lumber cars, but he always disappears into the shadows of the night. The engines at Titmouth were rattling on their rails, all of them, except James.
What a silly story, Edward. Your worst ghost story yet.
It's no story, James. Many engines have claimed to see the ghost of the lumber shunter.
Oh boy. I'll never go through the woods ever again. Neither will I. Ugh. You all are scared of the engines. I'll prove to you there's no such thing as the lumber shunter ghost.
What's with all this talk of ghosts? There's work to be done before Halloween hits Sodor. Percy, I need you to bring the mail to Cody Fell. Then you must pick up flatbeds of lumber that will be waiting for you there to bring to the smelter's yard.
Yes, sir.
But Percy was a bit nervous to be going out when a ghost could be lurking about. Percy was collecting his mail trucks at Nafford. The station was already being decorated for Halloween. All of the decorations were making him nervous once more. Nervous about the possibility of running into the ghost engine. He became so nervous, he backed up into some buffers, which made a creepy, cracking noise.
Oh, a monster behind me! Calm down, Percy. There's no monsters about. You just backed up into buffers. But what about remember, Reg got rid of James's silly old scrap monster, so it can't be that.
Percy was happy his best friend could calm him down, but he was still uncertain about whether or not he would run into the ghost engine.
That silly green engine talking about monsters and ghosts. He's very worried, James, so don't do anything that will make it worse. I'm listening to you, Thomas. I am.
But Thomas knew James really wasn't. Percy made his way to Cody Fell, where his mail train was unloaded and he was being coupled up to his lumber cars. It's getting pretty dark out, Percy. Be careful on the rails. Cody's right, little Percy. The dark hours near Halloween seem to be full of mischief here on Sodor. Oh, how wonderful Halloween is on the island. But Percy didn't think that spooky Sodor was all that wonderful. He was scared to wish even the smallest inch of steam. But he knew he had to be brave, like his friend Gator told him to be, always.
Must be brave. I must be brave. Oh, how will I be with Edward's story still on my mind?
Being brave is not the same as not feeling scared. Being brave is about what you do, even when you do feel scared.
Thank you, Gator.
Well, I don't think I look like an alligator. As Percy chuffed through the woods with the lumber cars, the noises of the wind were becoming quite eerie. But Percy knew he must stay brave.
Like Gator said, I can be scared, but I must learn to deal with it.
The journey through the woods seemed much longer than usual to Percy because he had to go slow in the dark, but he was able to deal with the howling wind because of Gator's advice, and in no time was on his way to the smelter's yard. At last, Percy had arrived at the smelter's yard and was eagerly awaiting the opening of the doors so he could drop off the lumber and return to Titmouth.
Waiting. What to do while waiting? Percy, it's me. Who's there? The lumber shunt a ghost. Cinders and ashes.
Percy was so shocked he chuffed right into the smelters and didn't come out.
Ha ha ha. Silly Percy. Ha ha ha.
Thomas had returned to Titmouth Sheds, and he and his coaches were getting ready to rest.
What could be so funny this late at night? The trick I played on Percy at the smelter's yard. Oh, Thomas, you should have seen how fast he went through those doors. I really gave him such a fright. Why would you do that, James? You know he gets scared very easily. It was a harmless joke, Thomas. He knows that. But he doesn't, James. You stay here with Annie and Clarabelle. I will fix this myself. Percy, it's me, Thomas. Listen, you really need to get out of there. It's not safe for a little engine to be left alone at the smelter's yard during the night. James is very sorry for what he's done, or at least I think he'll be. But please, Percy, come out of there. Hi, Thomas. Oh, Percy, I thought you were still inside the smelter's shed. I was, for a bit. But then I just started thinking about Gator and his advice once more and knew that I had to be brave. That's it, Percy. You're the bravest engine on Sodor, thanks to Gator. And happy to be. I just can't believe James tricked me once again. He never learns his lesson. Say, Percy, I know what we can do to get back at that cheeky red engine. Oh, do tell me, Thomas. It's getting quite dark. Where is everyone? The midnight run should be complete. I have no one to talk to. Oh, when will Thomas and Percy return? I miss them. What a silly engine I was. Oh, who's there? A monster! Help! Not a monster, James. The Chinese dragon. A real Halloween decoration. Now you know how it's not good to scare friends. Don't you, James? Yes.
Even though the three had played tricks on each other, they all knew to apologize and were able to move on, especially since it was almost Halloween. The end.